We had the authentic what it was like to live in Sri Lanka experience.
No AC.
No AC. Sometimes I would treat her in a place with AC because she's a lot bigger on air conditioning than me. But it was really good for our relationship, and it was a really good experience together. So that was kind of like, I think the idea for let's do the Camino together. My mom had always wanted to do it. I had always wanted to do it, but now she was like solidifying the deal. Like we gotta get on that trail. So yeah, we are doing it in like 2 weeks. It's 500 miles. I don't know if I just said that, but I think we'll probably amount like 6 weeks to doing it. They say it's about 32 days is what people should amount to, and that's only 1 or 2 days off, not walking.
Okay.
So we're going to have a little bit more time just to take it at our own pace. There's no camping involved. People ask me that a lot. I'm not necessarily a camper. So I'm glad there's different like community, they're called albergues, but it's like a hostel.
Mm-hmm.
So there's different community places to stay, every little village along the way. But yeah, I haven't really spent so much time thinking about it and sitting with it. Like, it's funny. I have this habit of I like to just show up and figure things out. And it's also, I think, like a superpower I have, but it's also something I like crack up at myself because I'm like, I just don't know what I'm getting into, but I'm going to show up and I'm going to figure it out. And like, we're going to sink or swim. And I always almost come out swimming. So I hope I'm going to be swimming on this trip. We'll see. But I've been thinking like, wow, 6 weeks ago was like just after the 4th of July. That's when we've been getting on this trail.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So it is a long time. I have done many hikes before, but never
6 weeks.
Never 6 weeks. Yeah. No.
That's fun. Well, and you mentioned earlier you're doing the original trail that starts in France and go through the Pyrenees.
Yeah.
So it's mainly like sort of a northern Spain route to Spain. So
it's all north of Spain. There are some mountains we'll be going over, but yeah, it is. Right now I'm really calculated in the packing because it's like I can go there and I can figure things out as I get there, but I think I do have to be prepared with all the gear that I need. And it's really not that much gear because you can only take like probably 10, 12 pounds of stuff. So it's like 3 outfits, the right shoes, like all of your little toiletries, which I really can't have many. So that's kind of more of like, all right, am I going to be okay? Really living this meagerly. Like I have already really lightened the load and lived out of a backpack for a long time. But now it's like, I've lived out of a 40-pound backpack. Now I'm living out of a 10-pound backpack.
Oh, it's a 10-pound. So it's not even a full pack. No.
So now I'm like kind of trying to get in the right framework of, oh, wow, we're really about to live on a little. And like I can really only have a few things with me. Like, and that just makes it like a bigger weight of, is this the right thing to take? I don't know,
And that makes sense. And you can move a lot faster
if
you're not lugging around a 40-pound pack.
Yeah, exactly.
So that, have you looked into the history of the trail and what do you know about the trail?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a pilgrimage out of Catholicism. There's different saints that were buried along the way. Now you're putting me to the test. I'm like, let me tell you what I know about this trail. But yeah, it's a spiritual pilgrimage that people have been taking for a really, really long time. I don't know the amount of years to say exactly, but I've read, so how many different awesome experiences or clarity people have on the trail. But I think with anything that you're getting away from your normal life, you're being outside, you're having, all of the other busyness fall away, that there's a lot more work you can do on yourself and a lot more clarity you can find through doing that practice. So I'm like, this is a whole nother, it's like really is a whole nother spiritual practice I'm about to do just via walking, not yoga.
Yeah. Well, isn't that the essence of yoga?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's more, I mean, to me, it sounds like you're like really living your yoga by having this, opportunity to bond with your mom at a different level. And then the
bond with nature at a different level.
Nature and on a trail that's centuries old that was regarded as a spiritual sort of, mechanism for inspiration, transformation, awareness, or
Yeah.
and I think suffering. I think I read somewhere where there's one practice of like bowing down the prostrating all through the whole trail as a way to work off some. I don't know if it's like I don't know the purpose behind it, but I know that it sounded like pretty rough, like a pretty high level of rigor involved in whatever spiritual discipline that was about. But so I think you'll meet some interesting people along the way as well.
I think so too. It's exciting to think to be in that network of people, and the camaraderie of we're out here hiking all these miles with these big blisters on our feet, waking up every day, doing it again and again and again. And also I think there'll probably be relationships we'll make along the trail with other people, out there doing the same thing. Yeah.
Well, the camaraderie on the trail is going to be, I would guess, I'll be excited to hear about it when you return someday. And I know my son Brian and I last summer went down to do some backpacking in the Grand Canyon. Mm-hmm. So just, a few days down and camped out and back out. But the people we met at the campsites that were doing the same thing, because you're, the crowd you're in narrows pretty rapidly when you do something like that, right?
Yeah.
Where, the only way to get down here is by foot with all your stuff, and the only way out is the same way. And so it was really cool, the conversations and people we met along the way that were, out all walks of life, all different. Mm-hmm. I mean, we met people in their 20s, and my son's in his 20s, and people in their 70s that were hiking the same trail.
Yeah, searching for the same things and different little facets of it too, I think, searching for the opportunity for growth, for that challenge for themselves, for some stillness, whatever way you spin it. I think at the end, those are all kind of things people are looking for, a break away from their normal lives to go explore deeper nature, explore deeper themselves.
Yeah.
So, whatever in someone's mind that looks like, I think those are probably the commonalities and common threads that, you can break it down anyway, but this is probably the common denominator that we're all out here seeking seeking those things.
Yeah. Very cool. So probably start winding it down. So for our listeners, they may have heard earlier that you're a blogger and you're a social media influencer. And are you going to be blogging on this trip? Or are you going on radio silence? Or what's the plan for that?
No, I'm thinking about how heavy my computer and my camera are going to be in this pack.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking my stuff. I have taken a lot of social media breaks, I would say in the last couple of years. So I don't feel like this is a time where I'm like, oh, I need a break. I go through my phases where I go in and out of it. I'm not on all the time. So, and I have my mom to help me take photos, and I got a photographer with me.
Bonus, yeah.
Exactly. When you travel alone, though, it is hard. It is hard to plan how you want to take photos. And I do love the creation of taking photos, not even a sense people just think it's social media, but for me, it is art. It is fun to dress in certain ways and think of different stylized photo shoots I can do with different backgrounds. That is fun for me. It's a creative outlet. So I'm excited. I'm going to have my mom there to help me take some stuff. But my blog has been becoming really a lot more successful this summer, and I have been getting a lot more traffic. I've been working on different platforms of marketing, and that's showing a lot of growth. I've gotten a few things published now. So it's just I've gotten some motion to a lot of things. And I think this is just somewhere where I can keep getting some more motion going. I want to keep consistent in that because it's taken so long to build and to rebuild. And, but now we're there. Now we have some fires. So I'm fire's got to keep going while I'm out there. I'm not ready to shut it all down.
Okay. Well, very cool. Well, that's good to hear. So we can keep track of your journey. And and I'll put in the show notes for the podcast the links to your blog and to your different stuff. And and maybe shoot me. We'll get some links to recent articles too that we can connect in there if you want to do that. So, so any parting words for our audience? We've pretty broad audience, Midwest and worldwide. So you may be speaking to some of your friends in Sri Lanka. You never know. What's the parting words you want to leave us with? Well, how about, where do you see yourself after you get back from this trip?
Yeah, I don't know. I like to say a lot of my life feels like it's always pending.
Okay.
I'm like pending. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's okay to not know.
Yeah.
Well, I sure enjoyed our conversation, and I'm sure our listeners enjoyed hearing your adventures on this yoga journey and the different aspects that you bring to all the communities that you go to. And I'm sure this upcoming adventure that's just a few weeks away so you'll be on the trail when this podcast drops.
Probably comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you get Wi-Fi, you can, catch it.
Be listening. Yeah.
And then I would love to get you back here.
Yeah.
Afterwards or sometime in the future. So is that a
recap
deal?
All the things we've been talking about. Yeah. What it's going to be really like. How was this test of this spiritual journey?
Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you again so much for being here. And until next time.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone listening.
Awesome. Wow, we covered a lot of ground today. I was so excited to be able to chat with Colleen. Hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave comments, subscribe to our podcast to help support the Yoga Voice and keep us bringing this to listeners all around the world. You can find out more about Colleen in our program notes. You'll see her email address, her website, her Instagram handle. There's a link to her blog. There will be a link to some of her articles that she's published and some of the resources she talked about. If you want to get into the international yoga teaching gigs around the world, there's some good resources that you can find there. Thank you all so much for tuning in and listening to us on this podcast. And I wish you all an awesome day, an amazing life, and share your light and spirit around the world.
Thank you for listening to The Yoga Voice, brought to you by City Yoga, School of Yoga and Health, where we are committed to exploring how yoga inspires and transforms. Find out more at www.cityyoga.biz. That's CITYOGA.biz. Special thanks to our producer, Brian Sims, for his audio expertise.